Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Loddon Valley Leisure Centre. It is NBL Live 23-24. Reading Rockets take on the Bradford Dragons. John Hobbs alongside Ben Fisher. And Ben, it's the start of a new season. It's so exciting, great crowd here in the heart of Berkshire, and it's just a pleasure to have the NBL back this season.
Yes, a big welcome to you and the NBL Live team. Awesome to have you back with us this afternoon for the very first NBL Division 1 clash of, I think, both these team seasons. So, yeah, should be a great matchup between two teams that have added to their rosters in the off-season.
Absolutely, and actually Bradford have played one game this season. Reading still have yet to play at the moment, but Bradford coming off a loss last week against the Thames Valley Cavaliers, looking to kickstart their season at the second attempt. For Reading, this is their first game of the season. Both teams actually through to the KitKing semi-final, so potentially a dress rehearsal for a final maybe, who knows?
Yeah, it could well be. The Dragons had a magnificent away win at City of Birmingham Rockets. Really great game. And I really like their roster, which I'm sure we'll talk about in due course.
Absolutely, and we're going to start with the team sheets with the Bradford Dragons, the visiting team today. And one big takeaway from this lineup is there is no Jordan Whelan. Even though he is on the roster, their number 23, he is not playing today due to neck and back injury that he sustained last week. He is due to see a physio at some point in the week, but no Jordan Whelan. That's a huge loss for the Bradford Dragons.
Yeah, it's a big loss indeed. He's definitely the catalyst to both their offensive and defensive ends. And I think with Andreas Lakaudis out and Albert Margot also out, they're a little bit light, and it will be interesting to see what adjustments Coach Mellor has had to make due to the big loss, certainly of Jordan Whelan, as you say.
Absolutely, but there's a lot of firepower in that Bradford team. Obviously, Justin Williams, one of the leading scorers last season, still on the roster and still playing here today. He'll be a huge offensive juggernaut for the Dragons.
He certainly will, and he's helped carry that load this season, and he's been excellent in delivering performance after performance. And of course, they've got the experience of Fetsky and Sulks, and they're probably one of the best-known duos in the league. And I believe it's Fetsky's 14th season in NBL Division 1, which is absolutely amazing. And
Rahad Sulks' 15th season as well. Two stalwarts of the NBL Division 1 league, those two fantastic ambassadors for the game. Let's move on to the hometown Reading Rockets as they're being led out onto the Loddon Valley court. And Ben, you know, it's all change again for the Reading Rockets, but still a lot of firepower in that team as well, led by, it seems, by Elijah Maynard, who's had a great start to this season. Hopefully we can get the team graphic up for the Reading Rockets, but a great lineup nonetheless.
Yeah, the Rockets have added Maynard from a former Barking Abbey player, and he's come in and really carried the scoring load well in most games. He's always filling up the stat sheet, but you're right, the Rockets have added Australian British player Mitch Clark, who's very experienced and has brought a real good dynamic to the team, along with American Taylor Rowe. So there's been some good additions to the group. Coach Nurizade's managed to keep his core players of Lewis Champion, Reece Pinnock and the like. So yeah, really looking forward to the season ahead for the home team.
Absolutely, and Finley Porter, another one of those players coming back, being introduced to the crowd. And what a debut season he had last year, you know, almost averaging a double-double, majority of the time coming off the bench.
Yeah, and I think that's probably been one area that the Rockets have really wanted to focus on, is their interior game. So they've added Christian Alexander from Team Newcastle University in the close season. And as you say, Finn Porter, he's kind of under the waterline a little bit, but he's done such a great job for the Rockets, and I think he's only getting better and better for the home team.
Absolutely, and as Zach Powell introduced, there's the Reading Rockets team. Zach Powell coming onto the floor. It was actually Zach Powell's birthday yesterday, so a birthday weekend hopefully one to remember if he can, with the Rockets getting a win.
Yes, absolutely, and it will be one to remember because they were practicing at 8:30 last night, so there was no time for any of that. But I know the guys did go out together to play some golf in preparation for today's game.
Talking about extra training sessions and extra warm-up, the Bradford Dragons actually arrived here in Berkshire 2.5 hours before tip-off, and we're actually waiting to get onto the court and waiting for the Loddon Valley staff to let them in. So obviously very prepared, these Bradford Dragons, of course, without Jordan Whelan, but still a lot of talent on that roster led by Justin Williams, Jabari Edwards and Mackay Savary Richards, another two top players to look out for today. But for Ricky Fetsk and Rihard Salks, they've been here, seen it, done it. They've been here nearly a decade and a half between them, and still continuing to go, making Yorkshire their home. And for Ricky Fetsk, a man, you know, from humble beginnings, you know, coming from Galloway, New Jersey, and now making Leeds his home. He signed for the Dragons in 2012, August 29th, 2012, to be precise, and would never have expected to have the career he's had, staying in England. Now works for a local hospital trust in his hometown of Leeds, or his current hometown of Leeds, and has really settled into life in England.
How amazing is it that we can speak about players like that in this league? I think it's a testament to the league, but it's also a testament to the Dragons programme. And Coach Mellor does such a great job season after season to have his team really competitive, being able to compete against the best teams in the league, and also playing some really good basketball. So I've got nothing but praise for the Dragons organisation, and it's great to see two players, 29 years between them, playing for their hometown club. Awesome.
Absolutely, and you know, we talk about longevity. Chris Mellor, another one of those guys with a lot of longevity. He's been with the Bradford Dragons outfit since its National League existence in 2005. He's remained as head coach ever since, and as you say, it's quite a rare thing now in the basketball world where loyalty is rewarded and is even existing in basketball. We talk about Fetsk and Salks, Mellor. There's been players all across the years. James Brain for Worthing Thunder spent 13 years. Danny Carter, of course, had his time in America, but has stayed loyal to the Reading Rockets. But there's not been much, has there, in the way? So to see the Bradford Dragons rewarded for that loyalty is actually fantastic.
I think clubs and teams get the most success with carryover. I think that was certainly for the Rockets when they were winning a lot in the kind of the noughties, as it were. They were able to bring back the likes of Ryan Lofink, that brigade, season after season. And I think it's really important, especially for the Dragons, to have that tight knit, because it just enables them to keep building, and have some real experience that maybe some teams can be lacking, especially when they're changing their rosters.
Absolutely, and the starting fives for today's game for the Reading Rockets: Mitch Clark, Lewis Champion, Elijah Maynard, Zach Powell and Christian Alexander. For the Bradford Dragons: Justin Williams, Jabari Edwards, Micah Savary Richards, Zion Tordoff and Joe Buchanan. For the Dragons, as the Rockets showcasing new attire this season, clad in black with the Reading City Centre art on their bottom half. It's a nice bit of kit. I heard you have one as well. You have a jersey yourself.
Well, if I do, I'm still waiting for it to come, that's for sure.
So we are seconds away from tip-off as Alexander and Tordoff get us underway, and here comes Mitch Clark for the first possession of this game. Here is champion Australian Clark, man to watch here today. Alexander in the post, up and under, gets the easy layup to go, and the Rockets off the mark.
Nice move from Christian Alexander, and exactly what the Rockets will have been looking for, to get the ball inside early on to Alexander.
Savary Richards looking for options, finds it in Williams for the long shot from the baseline. Buchanan collects the loose change and gets the second attempt.
Joe Buchanan, an excellent shooter for this Bradford Dragons team, and I think he's going to be really influential this afternoon.
So good at creating his own shot, Buchanan, and we've seen that so far this season as a turnover there, and away comes Williams for the Dragons. Williams dancing on champion, and his two is no good. And away comes Clark for the Rockets. Clark driving, loses the ball. And a scrappy sequence there for the Rockets, and away come the Dragons with Richards. Tied at 2. Edwards, side to Tordoff. And a foul has been called, offensive foul on Jabari Edwards. Away from the ball, this pushing off, I believe, on Lewis Champion, so Rockets get possession.
Yeah, as you said, quite a scrappy start to this game. Both teams trying to find their feet, but if anybody's going to sell one off the ball, it would be Lewis Champion.
Veteran of this game, Lewis Champion, a man with British Basketball League experience, has started his career as a Rockets junior and has come back to the club. As inside, Alexander with his second field goal.
I really like Zion Tordoff, but I think that's going to be a tough matchup for him this evening. Christian Alexander with the first 4 points of the game for the Rockets.
Williams. Great matchup today between Williams and Champion. Savary Richards, a pull-up jumper off the back iron. Tordoff collects the loose ball, beats Champion to it. Shot clock down to 8 as Williams drives inside. And a fresh, well, shouldn't really have been a shot clock, near a shot clock violation. There was still, it was about 3 seconds on the shot clock to go, but the ball did hit the backboard, so that should have been a fresh 14 either way.
Yeah, and in the interim, Elijah Maynard picked up a foul on the rebound, so it's a Dragons ball.
Early doors, 4-2. Buchanan for 3. That's what you were talking about right at the start. Off-ball movement so quick, and a fantastic release. Buchanan with his first 3.
Yeah, Joe Buchanan, excellent shooter, as we said, Manchester Magic product, and still playing in the EABL as well this season. He's a handful for anybody.
Champion looking to respond from the wing, and despite the efforts of Alexander, the ball will go out of bounds, and the Dragons edging it 5-4, just under 3 minutes played. Here is Williams. Williams, who averaged around 20 points or 24 points a game last season on 41% foul shooting, and another offensive foul has been called. This time it's on Buchanan. I think that was Elijah Maynard who fell to the floor there.
Yeah, Chris Smeller just questioning that one. That's two fouls away from the ball against his team. But as we were saying earlier on about Coach Meller already making adjustments on the interior game, the Dragons doubling Alexander last time, so it'll be interesting to see what they do in these following possessions.
Here is Powell. Maynard driving and turns the ball over. Good defense here from the Dragons, and away they come with Savary Richards. Savary Richards muscles his way inside.
Yeah, really positive play by the Dragons. Excellent defense on the last possession. They realised that Maynard was isolated to play one-on-one, but got the stop.
Tordoff and Savary Richards combined for 17 of Bradford's first 23 points in the game last week against Thames Valley, where they had a 10-point lead at one point, but lost the game in the end, 84-78, looking to bounce back here today in Berkshire. As Jacques Masimbu comes into the game for the first time for the Dragons. Buchanan takes a seat.
Yeah, and he's sitting down with 2 fouls, and that could hurt them a little bit, because he's definitely an offensive threat and somebody that's going to need to score for the visiting team this evening.
Champion Alexander inside to Maynard, and on the follow, Powell misses it over 2 Bradford players, and away comes Williams. Williams driving at Champion. Good defense from Champion. And good job from the Rockets to get back on defense, especially as Bradford were breaking in transition. And Justin Williams, lightning quick, getting up and down the floor, looking to get a quick bucket, but denied by the veteran Champion.
Indeed, and Elijah Maynard was the heavy contact, it seemed, landed quite awkwardly, and it was 5-on-4, so Champion did a really good job to not allow the Dragons to score in transition with advantage.
And Maynard takes a seat. He fell really awkwardly and is still feeling it, so Isaac Round comes into the game for the first time as Jabari Edwards drove to the hoop. That was good defense from Christian Alexander. And another foul. So already with 5:55 remaining in the first, and Dragons teetering on team fouls here.
Yeah, and those fouls are not the ones you want to give away sort of at 80 to 90 feet from your basket after a rebound.
And an offensive foul called on the other end this time, as it's a first foul, I believe, on Champion.
Yeah, a lot of whistle early on in this particular game.
And a steal there from Powell, and Powell the other way.
That's certainly got the crowd going. The general with the stuff.
Introduced to the Loddon Valley crowd, who all saluted him as he came out onto the floor. Zach Powell with his first field goal of this game. Masimbu inside to Savory Richards. 2 to shoot. They've got to put up something, and Williams with the baseline jumper.
Yeah, great patience from the Dragons, and what a tough shot from Williams. But as you highlighted earlier on, John, it's something that he can definitely do for this Dragons team.
Clark to Alexander. Powell driving baseline, no hesitation. Zach Powell really aggressive in the early going here for the Rockets.
Certainly is, but another foul called after the rebound, and I think this is a really good one for any kids watching. It's really important. I think that if the other team managed to get the rebound, I think you've got to release from that. The referees are tightening up on that particular call, and you can see that at both ends of the floor so far.
Reese Pinnock and Finley Porter into the game for the first time, and for Reese Pinnock seeing early action. He's recovered from his injury that he sustained during pre-season and sat out the majority of the KitKing group play. Here is Williams. A 2-pointer is no good as the shot clock wound down. Dragons up 9-6 here, more than halfway through the first quarter, as Porter and Tordoff on the floor battling for the ball, and possession arrow will go the way of the Dragons.
Yeah, good defense by the Rockets. Rockets switching quite a lot on defense at the moment. I think the one thing that the Dragons seem to be really pushing is the offensive rebound. Rockets giving up 20 against Barking Abbey in that home loss in the KitKing Trophy. So something that Chris Meller looks to have highlighted for his team.
Good defense from Pinnock on Edwards, on Williams, excuse me, and a 8-second violation has been called. Reese Pinnock, known for his defense, one of the top defenders in NBL Division 1, and that's the reason why, marking arguably Bradford's best player on the court. Exceptionally high-scoring Justin Williams, as Champion misses the 2. Here is Jabari Edwards inside Tordoff. Great link-up play. And Tordoff misses the layup attempt. Here is Champion. Finds Clark. Clark thought about the three, instead drives inside. Tough shot from the Australian, and Bradford just come up with it, but they've got to get it over the timeline, and Savary Richards does. Williams at 27 points against the Thames Valley Cavaliers last week, and ball goes out of bounds, and the Rockets will have possession.
Yeah, Rockets defending well in the half court. Just the area they need to keep driving and working on is defensive transition. The Dragons doing a really good job so far, playing downhill, trying to get to the rim, put heat on the rim early on in the offense.
Porter. Clark thought about the three, instead dishes it off to Porter. Porter off the back iron with the mid-range jumper. Certainly uncharacteristic of Finley Porter to be shooting them from that far out. Savary Richards driving at Clark. Offensive foul called. Could see just the elbow, the off arm coming out there as Savary Richards was driving to the hoop, and now that's team fouls for the Dragons, so the Rockets will collect possession. Next foul will mean that the Rockets will go to the foul line.
Absolutely, great defense by Mitch Clark, showing how to get your chest in the way, and a good play by the Aussie.
Champion driving along the baseline. Great feed, blocked by Tordoff. Isaac Round with the attempt. Here is Tordoff. And Bradford slow it down. 9 to shoot for Justin Williams. Over Finley Porter. And Porter holds his ground, and away comes Clark. Clark to Porter, beautiful transition basketball from the Rockets.
The Rockets have defended pretty well so far in the game, but they found they're going tough on offense, but that was a much needed bucket.
And a blocking foul this time called. As you see the replay, it was 2-on-2, beautiful lob pass from Clark, and the finish there from Finley Porter under the basket. Finley Porter, who in his second season with the Rockets was quite the fan favourite last year, came to the Rockets from Malta, and definitely a fan favourite with these Rockets fans.
Yeah, he certainly is, because he just gives everything every time he's on the floor. And the great thing is he's developed really well as well. He's still very young in his basketball career, so you know, a lot of promising things ahead for Finn Porter, but certainly a fan favourite, as you say.
As Williams makes the first free throw. Justin Williams, as said, 27 points on 10 for 14 shooting last week against the Cavaliers, an 80% foul shooter. Makes both free throws, and the Dragons lead 11-8. 1:55 remaining in the first. And what has been a very scrappy and physical first quarter of action. And Reece Pinnock will go to the foul line, and for all of Reece Pinnock's strengths, you talk about, you know, an all-round game. Reece Pinnock certainly has that, but there's one little Achilles heel he has. It's his free throw shooting.
Yeah, and he's been working hard over the last couple of seasons to improve that and his three-point shooting. And he's certainly a lot better. And I think that it's a testament to him. He's got some, you know, what we'd term as super strengths, but he also really wants to work on those aspects of the game that maybe can just propel him into being one of the top players in the division.
Absolutely, and a veteran again of NBL Division 1, Reece Pinnock, 4th season with the Rockets, spent 5 seasons before that with the Loughborough Riders. First time in his career he broke double digits for averages in scoring in his final season with the Riders at around 14 points a game. As Ricky Fetsk into the game for the first time, misses his three-pointer at the top. Straight away, a catch and shoot, and that's money for Taylor Rowe.
Taylor Rowe certainly a threat from beyond the arc, and a great introduction to the game, certainly gets a crowd on their feet.
No hesitation as the other end, Justin Williams battles his way over two Reading defenders to score inside. Clark puts up a three, and that's way short. Williams currently with 4 points on 1 for 6 shooting. Inside Edwards, tough layup on the follow, Fetsk. And that's exactly what Ricky Fetsk does.
He certainly does, and he's continued to do it throughout his career, and you just need people like that on your team.
Porter to Pinnock. Pinnock steps away, puts up a three, and gets it to go. Reece Pinnock at the top for three, and the Rockets take a 16-15 lead with 13 seconds remaining. Shot clock off as Clark heavily guarding Justin Williams. Driving it round, the up and under is good. Tough shot for Justin Williams, final seconds, and Mitch Clark's Hail Mary hits the top of the backboard, and that ends the first quarter. It was a very scrappy first 10 minutes, but in the final minute and a half, we saw a lot of excitement. Both teams really attacking, getting at each other. A lot of thrilling action, but the Dragons take a 17-16 lead with Justin Williams leading the way for the Dragons with 6 points on 2 for 7 shooting. And Christian Alexander, perfect from the field, 2 for 2 for his 4 points to lead the Rockets.
Yeah, and it's a testament to the Dragons, who are just so gritty and spirited in the way they've played so far, and they're well deserving of their lead. I think the Rockets will be a little bit disappointed with their half-court offense. Kind of a lot of just single actions and shooting the ball quite early. Alexander had back-to-back scores, and they didn't really go to him again. So that's definitely something that Coach Nurizade will be talking over with his team. But Coach Mellor's got to be really happy from the start with his under-strength team, shall we say. They're doing a great job so far.
Absolutely, and for Elijah Maynard, it was quite worrying to see him go to the bench very quickly. A guy who had 20 points in his debut in the KitKing Trophy pool stage against Worthing Thunder, actually excited the crowd with his first play, a big two-handed dunk. But so far in the first game of the NBL1 season, it's a worry to see him go to the court, go to the bench so quickly with a back problem, what looks to be a back problem.
Yeah, it certainly does, and he's not returned to the fold so far, but he's up and about on the sideline, so hopefully it's nothing too serious and we'll be able to see him back in the game, because the Rockets certainly need his firepower. Absolutely,
20 points against Worthing, followed that actually with a double-double against Worthing's neighbours, the Brighton Bears over in Lancing, 19 points, 11 boards for Maynard, but hasn't seen much action so far due to that play where he landed awkwardly on his back as Champion puts up a three and strokes it.
And that's really nice offense from the Rockets, changing the side, playing the handoff into pick and roll. Excellent ball movement by the home team.
Former Great Britain under-20 international Lewis Champion, as Misimbu misses the mid-range jumper. Here is Pinnock. Here is Champion again, another one.
As soon as LJC makes one, he makes two. Great shot from the Reading veteran.
Former playoff final MVP Lewis Champion back in 2013. And if you've been watching the NBL and covering the NBL since that time, you'll know that a certain Luke Nelson was on that Reading Rockets team back in 2013. Of course, he's gone on to make quite a career for himself, I guess.
Yeah, he's not done too badly, for sure.
Here is Justin Williams, shot clock winding down, and Williams misses the three at the top as the buzzer sounded.
Looked like the officials weren't too sure, and then ball's gone in favour of the Rockets. But you can see the Dragons continuing to put heat on the offensive glass, John.
A great start to this second quarter for the Rockets. A quick fire 6-0 run thanks to that man, Lewis Champion, and a whistle has gone close to the basket, and that'll be on Joe Buchanan, and that is 3 fouls on Joe Buchanan.
And that's tough. That is really tough, because he needs to be on the court for this Dragons team today. He stretches the floor with his three-pointer shooting. So let's see what Coach Mellor does if he leaves him in.
Of course, no Jordan Whelan today for the Rockets, as he is suffering back and neck injury, back and neck problems. He'll be seeing a physio at some point this week, but testament to him for making the trip over to support his teammates here today, as Fex puts up a 3, and that's short. Here is Champion. Champion inside looking for Porter, but instead finds Jabari Edwards instead. And mid-court, Champion fouls Justin Williams.
Yeah, you talk about Jordan Whelan, and I think both the Whelan brothers, real professionals in what they do. So it's no surprise to see him here supporting his team, helping maybe the younger guys on the team. And I think he's still got a really good future ahead of him, and I'm sure we'll see him in the BBL one day.
Jordan Whelan, who had an uncharacteristic 0 for 10 from the field against the Cavaliers last week. Here is Pinnock in transition. And Chris Mellor has decided to call a timeout. An 8-0 start to this second quarter from the Reading Rockets, who are now in the ascendancy, 24-17 ahead.
Yeah, and they're now, the stops they're getting, they're now converting in transition. I think they were a little sluggish at first. They've negated the Bradford Dragons' offensive rebound threat. So you can see that the Rockets rely on their defense to really fuel their offense. So some good play from the home team to get that 8-zip run.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to NBL Live 23-24. We are live at Loddon Valley. Reading Rockets lead the visiting Bradford Dragons 24-17. And loads more action to come throughout the season. And a lot of focus on British basketball as a whole right now, Ben, and it's fantastic to see, obviously, British Basketball League teams excelling at the moment in Europe, and you know the new league has got off to a cracking start, and it's the same really with the National Basketball League, especially with the KitKing Trophy getting underway, and we're now in week 2 of NBL1 and WNBL basketball as well, and it's just great to have British basketball back, and so many eyes are on basketball in this country, more so than ever really.
Yeah, it is fantastic to see, and I think the investment that's been made, you know, monetary, time, effort, energy, all that sort of stuff, has really made the game grow. It's obviously highly participated in this country, but it's great to see it on the top stage.
Williams. Fesk, and here is Edwards. Back to Ricky Fesk. Turnaround jumper. Trademark as Zad Powell. Went for the rebound, but had buttery fingers, so it's gone out of bounds, and the Dragons keep possession as Tordov comes back into the game. Jabari Edwards takes a seat.
Such a tough move to defend.
That's Ricky Fett's jumper, I believe.
Absolutely.
Such a high arcing shot, hasn't he, as Ricky Fetts? It's unblockable. Here is Salks inside. Salks partially blocked from Powell, but Salks on the follow.
Yeah, a lot of contact there, but the Dragons going back to what they've done really well early in the game. More heat on the offensive glass, and they managed to convert for 2.
All-time leading scorer in NBL Division 1, Rihard Salks, now standing on 3,557 points after that score, as Williams knocks down a 3, and the Dragons are rolling. And a timeout called by Coach Nurizadeh. just to halt that Dragons run?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I hope you've added his points on to his total so far.
Oh yeah, I have.
What an amazing statistic, and it's so good to hear some of those things. But I think that Coach Nurizadeh could see that out of the last time out, his team not really firing and not responding to pushing out that 7-point advantage, which is now down to 2. But credit to the Dragons, and this is what they will do, John. They will stick around the entire game just because of that spirit and grit that they play with. And they've got some tough players on that roster, and we've highlighted that earlier on. Justin Williams especially doing a great job for his team so far.
Absolutely, and we talk about leading scorers. This is another good thing about the current state of British basketball, as we are delving a bit more into the history books and getting some all-time statistics going on as well. Last week we actually saw the top 2 scorers or leading scorers in NBL Division 1 go at it with the Dragons and Thames Valley, as Rahad Salt's the leading scorer going up against Bodie Adalola, the second highest scorer in NBL Div 1. After that game, I think Bodie Adalola finishes now with 3,507 points. So he's catching up to Rahad Salt.
He certainly is. And the 2 people you mentioned, what great guys they are. And what great advocates for British basketball. It's great to see.
Pinnock inside to Alexander. Powell, shot clock winding down. Pinnock, a 3 from the wing, money.
Yeah, and you could see the Dragons were kind of gambling on that one. They were leaving Pinnock open, and as I said to you before, John, and not commentators curse this time, but Pinnock has made a couple of big shots so far in this game.
I only said 3 throws, by the way. I didn't say 3-pointers. You mentioned
there
that.
we go then.
Here's Tordov. Tordov driving at Alexander. Good defense from Powell. And away come the Rockets with Pinnock to the races. Euro stepping his way past Williams, and a foul called. No one wants any part of Reece Pinnock when he's driving at that speed, but Justin Williams looked man enough for the challenge. But a foul called as Pinnock Euro stepped his way past him.
Yeah, and actually really quick feet from Reece Pinnock, and really well read from the Rockets number 5, and giving himself a chance from the free throw line.
And Pinnock misses the first attempt. Started the season with an injury, but is back here today. Averaged just under 9.6 rebounds last season, shooting 43% from the field. Reece Pinnock, 4th season with the Rockets. Williams. Fex looking for Saltz and finds him. Tordov with 8 to shoot. Shot clock winding down. Tordov's got to get busy here. Good defense from Alexander. And away come the Rockets again. Back-to-back defense, and the finish from Powell.
Rockets absolutely blistering in transition from their couple of defensive stops. They're defending really hard at the moment.
8-point lead for the Rockets. Powell with his second dunk of the game as Fex with the turnaround jumper is short. Powell. The extra pass to Clark along the baseline, and Clark will reset. 9 to shoot. Good defense there from Savary Richards. He still has it. Here is Clark. Got to put up something. And a travel has been called on Mitch Clark.
Yeah, great effort by the Dragons. Goodness me, they defended tenaciously in that possession as they look to keep that deficit under double digits.
As Isaac Round checks back in, and Mitch Clark will take a seat. Isaac Round, a former Great Britain under-18 international. 17 points on 7 for 10 shooting in the group stage game against the Brighton Bears in Lancing, as Williams misses the baseline mid-ranger, and Christian Alexander on the floor under the basket. Seems to be okay. And a foul has been called, and a technical foul has been called on Bradford's bench as well. So free throws will come incoming for the Rockets, which will be taken by Taylor Rowe.
Yeah, that puts Christian Alexander on 2 fouls, and you can see that was super aggressive from both teams on the rebound there.
As Rowe, who shot 6 for 11 in the KitKing opener against Worthing, and like Pinnock, returning from a minor injury today. So unlike the first quarter, both teams only with 2 team fouls at this point in the first quarter. It was square at 4 apiece in the foul count. Williams, good defense there from Powell. Shot clock winding down, great defense again from Powell, and a shot clock violation, and that defense all stemming from the tenacious, suffocating defense of Zach Powell.
Yeah, and that's going to please the home team. 3 consecutive stops. The Rockets really playing well in the gap, defending the ball hard, keeping the ball in front of them. And you have to say, really good man-to-man half-court defense from the home team there.
4:08 remaining in the half, and the Rockets lead 31-22. Reading, of course, beating Bradford here last season. And looking to do the same here today on our NBL Live opener here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Great to have you all on board today as the floor wipers get to work on the floor. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors: Wilson Sports Serve, Dynamics, Sport England and Sure Shot, proudly sponsoring NBL and WNBL Live for the 2023-24 season. Here is Powell. Alexander inside. The extra pass, Pinnock thought about the 3. Round puts up the mid-range jumper, and Jabari Edwards rebounds. Here is Williams. Williams inside, over Round, and a foul.
Yeah, I think Isaac Round was a little bit late to the play there.
5 for 12 from the field now for Justin Williams, 13 points. And his 3rd trip to the line in this one as the Dragons trail by 7. Looking to make it at least a 2-possession game, which Williams does.
Justin Williams has really kept the heart ticking of this Bradford Dragons team.
Clark. Here is Pinnock. Powell, the extra pass to Alexander. Good defense from Fetsk as the shot clock winds down. Clark for 3.
You have to say, great basketball by both teams. A little bit of full court pressure by the Dragons back into a matchup zone. Defended really well, but Mitch Clark with the dagger towards the end of the shot clock.
3:08 remaining in the half. Rockets extend their lead. On the follow, Tordoff, and Zion Tordoff nearly got an impressive 3-point play. Instead, we'll have to settle for 2 shots at the line.
Yeah, Christian Alexander picks up foul number 3, so that will force the Rockets into a change.
And chance for Zion Tordoff to open his account in this game. So far, 0 for 4 from the field, and as mentioned, alongside Micah Savory-Richards, scored 17 of Bradford's first 23 against Thames Valley last week as he makes his first.
And what a talented young man he is.
Absolutely, 19 points, 8 rebounds he ended with last week, 9 for 15 from the field. Started playing his basketball with the Dragons, but excelled with Myerscough in a nearly 3-year spell with Myerscough, and a former Great Britain under-20 international. Powell. Turning, shooting, but missing to the right as Justin Williams loses a shoe. So Bradford currently with 4 players eligible, and now Justin Williams will relace his Kobe's up as Rihard Saltz takes a seat and Joe Buchanan checks back in.
Yeah, bit of a roll the dice play here from Coach Mellor, with Buchanan checking in with 3 fouls.
So it's imperative for the next 2.5 minutes as Tordoff blocked by Powell. Powell meeting Tordoff at the rim. Clark a 3.
Mitch Clark, another 3, and great transition from the Rockets.
10-point lead now for the Rockets. Tordoff with another rebound on the offensive end. Edwards driving at Powell, tough shot, and a foul has been called, late whistle, but Zach Powell has fouled Jabari Edwards, so Edwards will go to the line for 2, and that's Reading in the penalty.
Yeah, and the offensive rebound total for the Dragons has now reached double figures. They've got 10 offensive rebounds in the game, and that is certainly helping them with second chance opportunities.
And currently they're out rebounding the Rockets 22 to 15 at the moment. As you say, the majority of them, well, 10 rebounds on the offensive end.
Yeah, and they've converted 11 points off second chance points, John, so it's definitely something that was in their game plan before. And I think that's what's keeping Coach Mellor's under-strength team interested in this one.
Absolutely, it was the catalyst for their victory against the City of Birmingham Rockets in the KitKing quarter-final, where they had 18 second chance points, and that led them to a win in the Midlands. And that's the big thing about the Dragons is, you know, they're a scrappy team, but they work so hard. They never give up on any sort of play. So if a shot is missed, you can bet your bottom pound that they're going to go for the offensive board, all of them.
Well, we talk about culture a lot, and this is the culture that Chris Mellor has installed in this Bradford Dragons organisation. You can tell what a great guy he is, but he doesn't take any prisoners. He really gets the best out of his group. He's an honest guy, and I think that's why they have that success. And I know I've harped on about it, but I'm really impressed with the organisation and what they've done over many, many years.
Chris Mellor has been the head coach of the Dragons since 2005 and has led the team throughout the divisions. Powell putting the moves on Tordoff maybe a bit too much, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, rejected the pick and roll, but the Dragons defended that really well. So Coach Nurizade will be keen for his team to really turn the ball.
Edwards nearly stole it off round, and a foul is called. You could see the anguish on Jabari Edwards' face as he competed. It was a 50-50 ball, but in the referee's eyes, just a bit too much.
Real tough one then. That's foul number 3 for him as well. So him and Buchanan on the floor with 3 fouls.
1:43 remaining in the half. Here is Powell, shot clock down to 5. Clark a 3, and that's off the back iron. Big rebound from Finley Porter, and he puts it in at the second attempt.
Yeah, tough, because Buchanan was defending Porter on that rebound, and all Buchanan could do is just put 2 hands up. Easy money for Finn Porter.
Absolutely, especially as Buchanan is on 3 fouls, and a blocking foul called on Mitch Clark. He was thinking that should have been an offensive foul, but Clark's feet were moving around and they weren't set, so a good call from the official. That's a second foul on Clark.
Am I allowed to disagree with you? How does that work?
You can disagree with me.
How does that work?
In fairness, if Mitch Clark watches this back, he'll probably disagree with me as well. But
who knows?
Debate is friendly and it's healthy, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm going to get slaughtered for that now, aren't I?
Oh dear. Interesting. It is an interesting call. I think you're right. He was moving. Did he go through his chest? Definitely one for the people out there to have a little debate over.
I await texts from all the Reading faithful in the week. Here is Clark, though, still in the game, but on 2 fouls. Good defense there from Savory Richards, and away comes Williams. Again, the hustle defense from the Dragons. Just need to convert that into points. Buchanan, a 3. That would have been a big score for the Dragons as we enter the final minute. Powell. Inside the floater, misses everything from Rowe. Nice pass inside from Williams, and a foul. Tough play from Buchanan, and a 3-point opportunity. That was on Finley Porter.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one for me, John.
That is a tough one. I think we'll agree on that one.
Yeah, I think the question is, what did he do wrong? I think that's, if you ask that question, I think hopefully 9 times out of 10 you can come up with the answer. But it's a big play for the Dragons as they look to finish this half the stronger.
Absolutely, and there's the 3-point play. Joe Buchanan, who missed a 3 on the last possession, makes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way there. 30 seconds left in the half. Rowe. Round. Powell as the Rockets zing the ball around the perimeter. Round with a bit of space, and that's short, and Tordoff with the rebound. Did well not to travel the ball there. Final seconds of the half. Williams putting the moves on Powell, driving inside the floater is no good, and that'll end the half here at Loddon Valley. And the Rockets, who led by double digits for chunks of that second quarter, settled for a 39-33 lead. Justin Williams leading the way for the Dragons with 15 points. Reece Pinnock on 3 for 4 shooting, leading the way for the Rockets with 11 points. But a scrappy first half, it has to be said. There's been moments of great play from both sides, but Rockets good value for their lead right now.
Yes, I think so, and yes, I agree, definitely it was scrappy in periods. But I have to say, I think both teams have really, really tried to defend different actions well. That's what's impressed me the most about both organisations. They're not just thinking of scoring, they're thinking, right, how can we stop the other team? What are the other team trying to do? How can we negate that? And I've really enjoyed watching both teams defend and really getting after the ball. So I think that's been a real plus in the game. I think the Dragons have done extremely well to keep interest in this. The Rockets have not finished first halves very well so far this season. And I think the Dragons will be a little bit disappointed not to exploit that further, but with a 6-point deficit, it's only a 3-basket game. They're well in this.
Absolutely, and for the Rockets, they started the first 4 minutes with 32% from the field. The Dragons were a very solid 46. But as the halftime buzzer has sounded, it's now roles reversed. The Rockets, 46% from the field, and for the Dragons, 30% from the field. So the Rockets have really, come alive after a slow start. But defensively, the Dragons have been solid.
Yeah, they have, but I think it's the Rockets' stops that have allowed them to get that percentage right up there. They've played really, really well in transition. I think that's where the Rockets are at their best. When they're getting stops and being able to play in transition, they're really, really good, and I think one of the better teams in the league on that.
Absolutely, so it's half-time here at Loddon Valley, and the Rockets lead the Dragons 39-33 here on NBL Live. We'll be back in roughly 13 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere.
you heard. If you're in the game, well, then the stroke's the word. Don't take no rhythm, don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing, grab your body. Woo!
Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss, take off the weird ass jewelry, I'ma take 10 steps, then I'm taking off top off. Take off the fabricated streams and the microwave memes, it's a real world outside. Take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the Cairo, take off the Sandro, pay 5 days stay, take up for the meal, hella value. Take off the fuck flag, take off perception, take off the cop with the hot pad, take off the unload, take off the unsure, take off the decisions I had, take off the fake deal, take off the fake woke, take off the humble cocktail, take off the gossip, take off the new logic, then from rich jungle, take off the sugar, take off the doje, take off the banking bag, take all of this other bullshit off and what do you have?
You ugly as fuck. 2 ATMs, you stepping to what? Who you think they talk about? Talk about us. Who you think they carry up us?
Coming back with this team a year after the games, yeah, it's really good coming back together.
You know, it's like we're one big family. Just brings about, you know, some great memories.
We all get along really well. It's nice to see that we've still got that camaraderie. What was going through your head?
Last summer was an incredible journey, topped off by winning the gold medal.
The hairs on my arms keep going up randomly as we're watching this.
You know, watching it back with the guys, it gave me some goosebumps.
Kind of surreal, to be honest.
It still gives me the same anxiety and stress that I was going through whilst playing the game.
I didn't want to shoot it and they was forcing me to shoot it on that one.
Yeah, that's what their game plan was, isn't it? They tried to let you lot shoot more from the outside, I think.
I think there's still so much that we could dissect about that game because so much happened in it.
Worry, I got you.
Oh, we tried to sell that.
I got you. The moment I knew we were special, when we crushed New Zealand. That's when I was like, yeah, this is our tournament. Our time is now. Young boy, big shot.
That's big.
That's the biggest shot of the tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
I kind of knew that we were special in the pre-tournament that we had.
When we were in Europe, those games were really tough. And I think that we used that to fuel us at the Commonwealth Games.
I think we really gained a lot of confidence from that.
It's overtime. It's 16-15 Australia. Australia need a point. England need 2 for gold.
I know the result, but I'm still stressed.
My most vivid memory of last summer was Miles hitting the shot. It has to be. Could it be anything else?
This is the play for me to get shot right now.
If Miles will tell you, he'll say I messed up the play, but that's not what really happened. I shot a shot, it missed. They shot a shot, it nearly went in.
He thought it was good. I could see in his face that he thought it was good, the way that he kind of bounced back. The guy who shot it thought it was in, I thought it was in, probably the rest of the crowd thought it was in.
If somebody in the city of Birmingham breathed out just a little bit, that would have been enough to push the ball in.
It felt like a lifetime. I remember thinking like, oh no, this is not going to happen this way.
Luckily, it bubbled out, and then that's when time slowed down for me. OJ tipped it out. I got the ball in the corner. I set my feet, made sure I was behind the line. I let it go, and then that was it. That was history.
He goes for two.
That was the play.
You needed to take that shot.
That big one.
It kind of just felt poetic.
Birmingham's best has won gold in Birmingham.
I can't explain. I literally can't explain the emotions when the ball went through the hoop. I just screamed, I roared. I'm not usually that much of an emotional person, but it just all came out at once. And yeah, that's the best basketball experience I've ever had.
It kind of confirms what I already believed, that we were a special group of people put together by a special coach to make something special happen.
I always say, well done on, taking that shot. It was a big shot to take, and you wasn't afraid of the moment. It showed so much confidence in his own ability. Yeah, I was jumping for joy. I was going crazy in the stands and couldn't wait to get down with the team.
On the court, it was amazing. Whenever we got back to the hotel, we're not allowed to talk about that.
We had, really good chemistry off the court and on the court as well, and I think that showed in terms of their resilience.
It was just a lot of big plays from all of our team. Everybody stepped in and stepped up and made great plays to keep us in the game.
England's got some talent.
Yeah.
Next
Just
up,
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Next up, Olympics.
Yeah.
My name's Grant Barker. I'm the head coach at Reading Rockets. Got into it because of my son Liam offered to start helping out at the club he was at the time, and it just kind of snowballed from there. It's a new club, we're joining a running club. It's hopefully going to be a performance teams, joining in with their values of like the family feel and trying to make it an elite environment for the players to help them progress to where they want to get, whether it's professional or international. It's a massive club. The opportunity came up to join with them. It's not something that happens too often very well with wheelchair and running come together, but they're very keen on it and we're very keen, so hopefully we can build a strong bond there.
I think the coaching is what brought me here mainly. I think they do give great advice, and working with players that are much better than me, it's a great way to get you going and keep you pushing to keep up with them.
We finished about mid-table both divisions this year. So for the next season, we'll be trying to push forward to get both teams promoted. And yeah, it's training twice a week.
We'd start off by warming up for about 15 minutes and getting stretched up in our chairs. And then we usually spend the first 10 minutes doing layups, which is a part of the warm-up. And then we'll get into the drills, which do vary. There are loads of drills we do, from like 11-man break, we do the weaving, we do scrimmages at the end, which can last anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes.
On a game day, you're a kid, I get up, eat. Sometimes I struggle to eat because I'm a bit nervous, but I eat, I get ready. I usually come downstairs and shout, it's game day. That's a common one, I don't miss that one. And then I get to the venue, stretch, sort my chair out, and then I sit and listen to music, piano music for like an hour. So on the bigger venues with a lot more teams, normally it's quite a loud environment to be around.
There's a good buzz. You always sort of feel that pressure, but it's like a good pressure. I've been playing wheelchair basketball for just under 5 years now. The first time I ever tried the sport, I didn't want to do it, but then after a session I fell in love with it.
Started after London 2012, so I went to watch because of my physio. I saw it on the big screen, and since then I've been playing for 11 years.
I love the inclusiveness of it all and just the pace of it. You know, it's exciting and everyone can get involved.
It's different. It doesn't always look like someone just in a wheelchair.
We're a nice club, young club. We want to help everyone improve, so we work hard, we push hard, we keep the standards high, but we want everyone to enjoy it at the same time.
And welcome back to Loddon Valley Leisure Centre, where the Reading Rockets currently lead the Bradford Dragons 39-33. John Hobbs alongside Ben Fisher. And one of the videos you saw there was the Reading Rockets' new project, a new team, the Reading Rockets Wheelchair Basketball Club. And for one, personally, I was recently in Rotterdam covering the European Para Championships and doing the wheelchair basketball commentary, and it's certainly an exciting and thrilling sport, so I urge anyone in the Reading area and even further out of Berkshire, if you want to get your fix of wheelchair basketball or basketball in general, then come down to Loddon Valley, because it's a great setup that they have there, and it's going to be a great season for the wheelchair basketball team, and lots of very talented players that have played for numerous years, and it's all run by a great guy, Grant Barker. Very exciting times.
Yeah, absolutely, and that takes our teams up to 20, and we're thrilled to add that to our programme. And Grant Barker and his family have done a fantastic job alongside our CEO Matt Johnson assembling that team, and yeah, really looking forward to seeing those games and for you to commentate on them.
Absolutely, I'm so looking forward to coming back to Reading a few times as Zion toured off with the first score of the second half. It's going to be a lot of fun doing the wheelchair basketball games for the Reading Rockets. Here is Champion getting the third quarter underway. It's a 4-point game thanks to that first basket for Tordoff in the third quarter. Clark, beautiful move inside, but he is short with the layup attempt. And Buchanan with the tough layup over Reece Pinnock, and back-to-back scores for the Dragons, and it's a one-possession game all of a sudden. Pinnock inside to Porter. Pinnock gets it back. Great link-up play between the two, but you do feel in a way that Pinnock at the start and then maybe Porter could have taken the shot themselves.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Rockets kind of overpassed on that one, but the outcome is 2 free throws, and I think that's probably the least they would have wanted from that possession.
So Finley Porter to the line for the first time today. 13 points in the loss to Barking Abbey in the final KitKing pool game. By that time, though, both teams had qualified to the quarterfinals. Reading have since moved on to the semi-finals, as have the Bradford Dragons. Of course, Reading getting a win against the Essex Rebels, and the Dragons defeating the City of Birmingham Rockets as Clark misses the three. Edwards. Tordoff finds Buchanan, who didn't quite hold on to it. Tordoff with the long two, and Champion skies for the rebound. Clark thought about driving inside. Champion, a lot of time on the shot clock. Nice pass inside to Porter on the turnaround.
Yeah, great move from Finn Porter, really balanced, up fake, and finishes with the hook for two.
7 points on 3 for 4 shooting now for Finley Porter off the bench, has 4 rebounds as well. Savary Richards to Buchanan. Passes Rowe, goes inside, great defense there from Porter at the other end. Rowe, Clark, the extra pass to Champion, who decides to go against the 3 and kicks it out. Here is Rowe. Rowe misses the handle, but Porter collects the loose change. And mid-range jumper at the elbow is long for Finley Porter.
Yeah, and he really needed to go at the rim on that play with the shot clock winding down.
And Champion fouls Justin Williams. And that's a 3rd foul on Lewis Champion. So now both teams with players on 3 fouls thus far. Buchanan. Stolen away there from Pinnock, and now it's 2 on 2. Pinnock misses the layup, but Champion collects the loose ball. Taylor Rowe. Rowe at the foul line. 9 to shoot. Beautiful link-up play and the finish from Porter.
Yeah, great pass from Taylor Rowe, finding the cutting Porter. Adjusted his shot, pass inside for 2. Nice.
Well, one of the plays of the game so far. Williams, a 3. Justin Williams now on 18 points. 2 for 5 from downtown for him. Here is Champion. Champion looking for options, finds it in Pinnock. 6 to shoot for Reece Pinnock. Pinnock's got a dance here. And a partial block from Savary Richards, but referees believe there was contact there as well.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I thought the Dragons defended that one really well, and you can tell Coach Mellor not happy with that one.
Thought we might have had a replay. Obviously, we will not. So Reece Pinnock goes to the line. One of the days when we can demand replays on cue, can't we?
I'm just...
there you go.
There we go.
Oh,
We did.
Our fantastic cameraman, Ralston, comes good. He's probably swearing under his breath at us now that we've said that as well.
Absolutely.
Pinnock splits the free throws. And here is Edwards for Bradford. Down by 5. Edwards to Tordoff. Going inside at Porter. Savary Richards on the follow. And another whistle has gone, and 2 shots will be coming up. That's a foul on Taylor Rowe. As Zach Powell will check in for the Rockets. Taylor Rowe will take a seat, and Rahad Sulks will look to check in as well for the Dragons momentarily. As Micah Savary Richards hits the first free throw. Savary Richards now in his 3rd season with the Dragons, a former Great Britain under-18 international, so lots of international junior talent on this, both this Bradford and Reading roster here today. Another video montage we showed at halftime was England's fantastic exploits at the Commonwealth Games in the 3x3, and of course, even though he's not playing today, Jordan Whelan was a big part of that team in the warm-up phases. Here is Williams. Finds Buchanan, who stepped out of bounds, and Reading will have the ball.
Yeah, not as free-flowing as it was in the first half in certain aspects. It's got that scrappy feel that we saw. A 3-point game, the Dragons doing a really good job just to stunt the Rockets' offense.
11 turnovers now for the Dragons. Clark a 3. Powell skies for the offensive rebound, and a foul again called. And just a quick one on the YouTube chat. Great to have so many of you commenting, and hopefully you are liking, sharing and subscribing to the Basketball England YouTube channel. And a big shout out in the crowd to Oscar and Luca, who are watching this game. Great to have you on board, as Christian Alexander off the pass gets his first score of the third period. Buchanan from the baseline. And away come the Rockets again. Champion. Putting the moves on Salts. Here is Clark. Good defense there, but bodies on the floor. Both Alexander and Salts falling to the floor. And Tordov slows it down. Salts, 15 years with the Dragons on the ball. Shot clock winding down. Edwards a long two. That's a three-pointer, actually. Dragons have cut it to 2.
Yeah, they're defending the interior pretty well at the minute, and that's helping in a minute.
2-3 zone here for the Dragons. Powell, shot clock winding down. Powell answers back for 3.
Yeah, both teams getting their shooting boots on.
Another foul called. Reece Pinnock this time, fouling Justin Williams at midcourt. That's a first foul on Pinnock, who shows off his football skills. Tordov. Edwards. Good defense from Champion, who picks up the ball. 2-on-2, Champion inside!
Great play from Lewis Champion. In the passing lane, stole the ball, aggressive to the rim for 2.
Rockets lead 52-45. And have weathered the storm from a good Bradford spell about a minute ago. Here is Williams. Buchanan looking for the 3. Gates, great close out there from Clark. Salts finds a bit of room inside, misses everything. And I think the Dragons will retain possession. In fact, no, they won't. It'll be a Reading ball, as Ricky Fetsk will come back into the game and Zion Tordov will take a seat.
And probably the most predictable thing of the game, Lewis Champion warm for flopping.
Anyway. Lewis Champion, a veteran of British basketball. He's been there, seen it, done it, there's no doubt about that. Reece Pinnock. Clark finds a bit of room and strokes a 3.
A tough shot from Mitch Clark, but he's been shooting the ball well of late. Coming off the screen, stop and pop. And Rockets lead by 10.
And an 8-0 run from the Rockets here in this third quarter. They've turned a 2-point lead into a 10-point lead.
Christian Alexander has picked up foul number 4.
So Finley Porter will check in after a short spell on the bench. And Christian Alexander, who started the game promisingly enough, now sits on 4 fouls. Stolen away off the pass from Fetsk. It's 2-on-1. And the alley-oop is finished, but the whistle had gone long before. Smart foul from Ricky Fetsk.
Yeah, veteran play, and it's only going to be out of bounds, I believe, for the Rockets.
Fans were on their feet, but only for a brief moment there as Powell has the ball. Powell twisting and turning. Clark, another 3. Well, the roof would have come off if he had that. Here is Williams. Edwards, Buchanan driving, and another whistle has gone. Foul this time on Mitch Clark. And that's foul number 3 on Clark now.
Yeah, interesting one there. Mitch Clark was fighting just to get in front there, but adjudged to have done that illegally, so 2 shots to come for Sulks.
As said, 15 seasons with the Dragons, and another Bradford player that has made Yorkshire his home. Leading scorer in NBL1 all time. Of course, those stats started in 2008. And so many fantastic players have come before 2008 as well, but no one like Rahad Sulks of Bradford Dragons. Zach Powell. 4 to shoot. Round into the game for the Rockets. Turnaround, or excuse me, a fadeaway even, off 1 foot. But it's short. Williams driving at Porter and banks it home.
Justin Williams, definitely one of the best players in the league playing downhill. Excellent take.
And at the other end, Powell misses the 2. On the follow was Porter. And you can see Coach Mellor frustrated that no one boxed out. Sulks looking for Williams. Great defense from Mitch Clark. Fetsk, came off the foot of Reece Pinnock, but play continues. Here is Pinnock back to Porter off the glass. And the Rockets are firing on all cylinders, and Coach Mellor has called a timeout for the Bradford Dragons. Rockets lead 59-48 with 1:29 remaining in the 3rd.
Yeah, and the Rockets have done a really good job in part defensively, especially first of all stopping Justin Williams from catching the ball in the half court, but secondly really shrinking the floor on the Bradford Dragons drives. And you can see that they've got a lot of deflections and come up with some loose balls, which again, as we said before, has really fueled their transition game, which is probably one of the things that is the identity for this Rockets team.
Absolutely, and a huge factor for the Rockets, a 12-2 run currently at the moment. That was Bradford's lone score there, as you saw from Justin Williams, but Reading right now really getting after it, especially under the basket.
Yes, they are, and again, Coach Mellor's experience just tells him to take time out, reset, press the reset button. He's got 85 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, get the deficit under 10, and then it's all hands to the pump for the 4th and final quarter. But you know, this undermanned team is stuck around. They've played with such spirit, and I'm sure they've got another run in them.
Absolutely, and they started so promisingly and just come off the rails a little bit. But as you said, Ben, a lot of fight in this Bradford Dragons team. Williams, and that's way off, and he knows it, and quickly points to the bench and says that was his fault.
Yeah, I think Coach Mellor will allow that one. He's taken a lot of the scoring on his back. Tough shot, that one, and well defended again by the Rockets.
18 field goal attempts so far for Justin Williams. The closest to him is Zion Tordoff, who is 1 for 8 from the field thus far. Pinnock, maybe one pass too many. Shot clock winding down. They've got to put up something, and that's a shot clock violation. 1 pass too many there from the Rockets.
Maybe even 2 passes too many. Taylor Rowe had a really good look. He made the extra pass to Mitch Clark, who then made a pass to Reece Pinnock. So good ball movement, but the Rockets need to convert.
Final 40 seconds of the 3rd here at Loddon Valley. Jabari Edwards finds a bit of room inside. The great feed and the finish from Tordoff.
What a pass from Jabari Edwards. That was awesome. Great drive.
Pinnock himself driving. Finds nothing there but Bradford vests, and away come the Dragons again. They've reduced it to single figures. They want to reduce it even further to come into the fourth quarter. Shot clock has been turned off. Tordoff finds Edwards. Good defense from Clark. Final seconds, Buchanan off the back iron. Edwards, Williams, and his three-pointer is off to the left, and that ends the third quarter here at Loddon Valley. And the Rockets, who have led again by double figures for chunks of the third, have had it reduced to single figures, but they lead 59-50. A solid third quarter based on a 12-2 run that stretched over a little over 3 minutes of play.
Yeah, the Rockets seem to be doing a good job in the kind of meat of the sandwich part of the quarter, but it's towards the end of the quarters that they've been struggling a little bit and giving the Dragons that little bit of hope. And as we mentioned, a really good timeout by Coach Mellor just to stop that run, just to change things slightly. Two really good looks at the end of the quarter. One of those threes he's made, it's all of a sudden back to a 6-point game. But the Rockets, yeah, they still have that advantage, but let's not count these guys out that have travelled all this way. They're not going to want to go home without going down without a fight, for sure.
Well, for the Rockets, some worry going forward with Elijah Maynard, who's not returned since the first quarter. But other than that, it's been a balanced scoring effort led by Finley Porter, 13 points, 5 rebounds for him, and Reece Pinnock coming back into play with 12 points. Reading shooting 45% from the field. Justin Williams leading all scorers right now for the Dragons with 20 points. Joe Buchanan supporting well with 10 on 50% shooting. But the loss of Jordan Whelan, is kind of hampering the Dragons, but they're, as you said earlier, they're hanging around and they're making a fight of this.
It is, and the thing with Jordan Whelan is he's effective on both sides of the coin. He's an offensive catalyst, but he's also a defensive leader as well. So yeah, there is a miss there, but you can see that the Dragons have adjusted well, and all good teams do that. There's going to be injuries, there's going to be players out, and I'm sure they'll just keep fighting in this fourth quarter.
Clark to get us underway here in the final quarter at Loddon Valley. Pinnock, beautiful behind the back, finds Porter from the baseline, and that rattles in.
Yeah, Finn Porter likes that 10 to 12 foot baseline jumper. Good find from Pinnock, and a positive start from the Rockets.
Good defense from Pinnock, but Edwards just about gets over halfway. Williams dancing his way inside. No good, but the follow Tordoff.
Yeah, Coach Nurizadeh not happy. Great defense from Pinnock and Powell. Peel switching twice there, but the offensive rebound given up, an easy bucket for the Dragons.
Tordoff now on 10 rebounds with that point, and now is 2 points away from a double-double. Pinnock driving at Saltz. Good defense and a travel called on Reece Pinnock, but Rahad Saltz showing his veteran leadership there with great defense.
Yeah, and definitely the right call on the play. And once again, just shrinking the space, and that's the thing to do with the shot clock winding down and the other team trying to attack the rim.
Edwards finds Williams, putting the moves on Pinnock, but Pinnock holding his ground. Good defense from Pinnock. 2 to shoot, so Bradford have got to put up something. And Williams misses the long 3 as select members of the Reading Rockets wheelchair basketball team save that ball from going into the stands.
Yeah, just one thing on that play, John. It's great to see Pinnock was called for a travel, didn't like the call, but immediately he's switching his mind to what's next, the next play, and he defended so well in that possession.
Bradford shooting 36% from the field so far. 34% actually, excuse me, from the field so far. Here is Edwards. Buchanan finds a bit of room for 3. It's short, and Pinnock collects the rebound. Rebound number 5 for Reece Pinnock. Alexander finds Mitch Clark, a short 2, back iron, but Alexander the rebound. Don't think even Alexander could believe how much room he had when he got that offensive board.
Yeah, and in his spells so far, Christian Alexander has been pretty effective. I think it offers the Rockets something a little bit different with Finn Porter. So good rebound from the big man.
Here is Pinnock to Champion. 9 to shoot, great pass inside to Alexander, but he fluffs his lines. And away comes the Dragons. Savary Richards. Salks, great pass to Williams, and Williams with the 2. That's a great find, though, from Rahad Salks.
Yeah, nice weak side cut, but Salks is expecting that and delivers the pass for the lay-in for 2.
Powell. And it's long for 3. Powell battles back and gets it, gets inside. That's beautiful play from Zach Powell, who falls down under the basket.
Yeah, made up for the extremely early shot in the shot clock, but Rockets doing a good job keeping the ball alive now and trying to close that rebound gap.
Of course, Zach Powell, as we mentioned, celebrated his birthday yesterday, came to Reading from Ireland, played for the Sligo All-Stars, who, of course, some National Basketball League fans will know that team. Of course, Greg Polion of Hemel, formerly of Hemel, currently plays there, and former Newcastle and Worthing forward Ronald Blaine had signed there for this season, but was unexpectedly let go. And an offensive foul's been called. I believe that's on Christian Alexander. It is, that's his 5th foul, so Christian Alexander has fouled out of the game, and Finley Porter will check in. And for the inside presence, that's a bit of a blow for the Rockets, especially as Alexander was really coming into some rhythm, especially in the latter parts of the 3rd period.
Yeah, it certainly was, and Finn Porter's going to have to carry that load at the 5. Rockets quite small everywhere else.
Tordoff puts in a long 2, actually that's a 3. Another 3-pointer for the Dragons, who are just not going away right now. 5 of 17 for the field, and 2 veterans colliding there, Champion and Salks with the foul. That's his 2nd.
He's been great since he's come into the game.
Powell finds Champion, creates a bit of space for himself, and Salks with the rebound. Just a 4th rebound for Rahad Salks to go with 3 points. Here he is on the ball, finds Edwards. Edwards glides past Pinnock, the extra pass to Tordoff, and he gets it to go. And all of a sudden, the Dragons have reduced the gap to 4 points. Biggest lead for the Rockets was 11 points, but the Dragons have battled back.
Yeah, we talked about having that run at the beginning of the 4th quarter, and they certainly delivered that. And I think that's really helped with 16 offensive rebounds. They're leading the battle of the boards by nearly 10. And you can see that's made a big difference. 17 second chance points for the Dragons. And as we say, they won't go away. And having the likes of Salks and Fex on the floor really do make a difference, because it's that experience. They've been there, they've done that, they've come from behind before. So yeah, they're well worth their 4-point deficit right now.
Absolutely, and points in the paint has been fairly even actually in this game. It's been 30-28 now in favour of the Dragons, but as you said, it's the rebounding that has really kept Bradford in this game so far, because shooting-wise, Reading have shot 45% from the field to Bradford's 36. So rebounding-wise, Bradford really making it count.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's one thing getting offensive rebounds, it's another thing converting off them, and they've certainly done that. If you're getting a point per offensive rebound, you're in really good shape.
And Tordoff now with a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds for him on 41% shooting in this game. He's converted his only 3-point attempt just about a minute ago from the baseline.
So Rockets really need to make the Dragons work here defensively, move the ball inside touches. Let's see.
Champion from the elbow. He thought he was fouled, but Bradford keep the ball, and here is Edwards. Not even halfway through this fourth quarter yet so far, so an exciting finale here. Sulks, great defense from Clark. Sulks goes the up and under, gets his own rebound, and a no basket. A foul was called before the shot, an offensive foul called. And that's on Sulks, that's his third foul as we look at the replay.
Yeah, did he just go underneath him? Oh, I don't know.
He's adjudged to have pushed off on Reece Pinnock.
That's one of those 50-50 ones.
Well, we get the benefit of the replay, as do the people watching this. The referees don't, so you call it as you see it. But Bradford gets some respite. There's a foul at the other end, and Bradford keep possession. Edwards. It's like a tug of war right now between these two teams. Tordoff going at Porter. Doesn't get it to go. Savary Richards on the follow. Blocked by Powell. Huge rejection from Zach Powell. And a foul called again. Lewis Champion with a look of frustration on his face. It's a shooting foul as well. Jabari Edwards shot the ball just as Lewis Champion fouled him. That's 4 fouls on Lewis Champion as well.
Yeah, I've just seen the replay. Tough one. I mean,
it's again another tough call. Huge block from Powell before that as well, but you know, Bradford kept possession and have a chance.
Well,
here
we
see it is.
Yeah, here it is, John. And the thing is, it's another offensive rebound for the Dragons. They've kept it alive here. I mean, Zach Powell, as we're watching the replay, great block. But again, it goes back into the hands of the Dragons, and they've ended up coming out of the possession with 2 shots.
Oof. Jabari Edwards did land awkwardly, but again, like I said on the previous play, you call it as you see it, don't you? And that's what the referees have to do, as Jabari Edwards, who landed awkwardly on that jump shot, not putting any weight on his left ankle. So Joe Buchanan will take the free throws in place of Jabari Edwards.
Probably the best guy for the job as well.
Absolutely, and Joe Buchanan going to the line. He's a near 84% foul shooter over his spell with the Dragons. And it's a 1-possession game all of a sudden with 5 minutes left in the fourth. 63-61. Champion, Clark, a bit of room, money!
Mitch Clark makes a big shot for the Rockets to stop the run, the Dragons' run. But the Rockets struggling to get the ball inside still.
4 of 9 for downtown for Clark in this one. Buchanan sets his feet, doesn't answer for the Dragons. Inside to Porter, beautiful step back and score.
Yeah, and the Rockets have certainly turned it up after the timeout.
How can the Dragons respond? Is there enough fire left in this Bradford team? Williams behind the back, goes up and under, and a foul!
When you've got Justin Williams in the team, yes, they can respond. Great
Off balance as well, going round the back. Mitch Clark on 4 fouls, and as you see, Williams was off balance when he threw that up. Almost a prayer. But when you've got a guy who averages 24 points a game from last season, had 27 last week against Thames Valley, can score in so many ways, that's what happens.
The Dragons really playing that kind of wounded animal type of game. Guys out, but people really stepping up.
just about gets the friendly Loddon Valley roll for the three-point play, and it's a 4-point game, 4:04 remaining. Champion, Clark, 9 to shoot. Champion drives inside and a foul at the other end. Zach Powell with the score.
Yeah, what I really liked about that offense from the Rockets is a lot of their offense is dribble dominated, but it was a great cut by Zach Powell down the gut, and he lays it home for 2, and that's a big bucket for the home team.
And just when Bradford thought they might have had some momentum from that three-point play from Williams, Zach Powell answers at the other end. 11 points now for Powell. Make that 12. Big three-point play for the Rockets. And an offensive foul. Zach Powell getting it done at the defensive end, and that's 5 fouls for Micah Savory-Richards. That's huge.
Yeah, we can see on the replay there. I think that's, personally for me, that's a real tough call to get fouled out on. I mean, credit to Zach Powell for being in position, but yeah, not what Coach Mellon needed.
Absolutely.
In that moment.
And with 3:45 remaining, that's a big call as well, as Jacques Massambu comes in to replace Savory-Richards, fouled out now for the Dragons. 7 on the shot clock. Porter with the hook off the back iron. Powell with the rebound. And another foul has been called. This time it's on Massambu. That's his second. So Zach Powell, who has, in the last 3 possessions, has really orchestrated a Rockets leadership role here, goes back to the line and makes the first. So now 4 points, chance for a 5th point, plus getting an offensive foul for Zach Powell, who has come alive in the last minute or so in this 4th quarter. Now the gap is 9. Tordoff. Buchanan puts in a 3. That's a huge score for the Dragons.
Certainly is. Joe Buchanan absolutely deadly from beyond the arc. In rhythm, catch and shoot. You expect him to make that one.
Such a quick release as well. Champion to Powell. Free throw line shot for Finley Porter is no good, and a foul again is called. So many loose ball fouls have been called in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, Finn Porter picks up that one, and that puts both teams in the penalty. So after this possession, any fouls, 2 shots, unless obviously offensive foul.
Second foul on Finley Porter. Currently on 17 points, leading the way for the Rockets. Salks looking to inspire a comeback for the Dragons. Massambu driving inside to Salks inside.
Great patience and poise on offense from the Dragons there. Didn't force anything and got a great look.
And now it's a 4-point game all of a sudden. Champion looks for the screen from Porter. Here is Powell. Good defense from Massambu. The extra pass, Clark, a big 3. Williams with the rebound.
Yeah, and that's a big miss for the Rockets.
Great defense though from Pinnock. Williams still has it. Can't call a timeout. Here is Salks. Buchanan a 3. Short.
Just didn't get his legs under that one, Joe Buchanan.
Justin Williams was calling for a timeout on the floor. Of course, we're not in the college NBA rules here. It's FIBA ruling, so play continues. Pinnock, 7 to shoot. Clark finds no one but Williams. Final 90 seconds. What a finish here. Williams misses the ball. Away comes Powell. It's 2-on-2. Porter on the trail. Extra pass, Pinnock. Timeout, Bradford.
What a sequence there. And how this game has been, obviously end to end, I was going to say. That's a pretty obvious statement, but a lot of stops by both teams, a lot of transition being played. And Rockets managing to convert off that one to take the lead to 6.
75-69, 121 remaining. As you see, Reading, who have withstood a couple of Bradford runs here, as Finley Porter going inside with the gorgeous Eurostep and the layup finish. And Joe Buchanan, such a beautiful release on that three-point shot. It's been an absolute battle here today. And we've still got 121 remaining, and Bradford's certainly not out of this, not by a long shot.
No, and I think that what they need from this possession is some type of score, even if that means arriving to the foul line. I think that's going to be key. It'd be interesting to see if coach advances the ball, which he does. So does he put it in the hands of sorry, they're not advancing. Does he put it in the hand of Justin Williams, or does he get Joe Buchanan open to shoot the three? Let's see.
Bradford shooting 15 of 17 from the foul line in this game, and Reading 9 for 12. So both teams doing very well at the charity stripe in this one. Tordoff looking for options. Sulks. And a foul again called, this time on Pinnock. And Reading in the penalty, so Bradford will go to the line. So that's a good bit of relief there for Coach Mellor and his gang, that Justin Williams now will go to the line. And
yeah, absolutely. And I think the minimum they wanted to come out of that possession was something at the rim or two shots from the free throw line.
An 80% foul shooter, Justin Williams, makes the first. Free throws certainly will be vital now. Both teams shooting the ball, as mentioned, very well from the stripe. And Justin Williams now 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Final minute, 4-point game. Time on the Rockets side, they just have to execute. Champion is fouled, and the Dragons are in the penalty as well, so Lewis Champion will go to the foul line this time.
Yeah, and I think in these end exchanges, it's really important for both teams that they're either attacking the rim because both teams are in the penalty, or they're managing to move the ball to shoot an open three. I think early shots, obviously the Dragons are going to need to shoot early or attack early, so it'd be interesting to see what they do in this next possession.
Champion, who's been in these positions before, makes the first. And going over the years, Lewis Champion has proved to be an incredible player in the clutch. Of course, one of the fonder memories was when he was at the Thames Valley Cavaliers and he made a huge three in the KitKing Trophy over in Oakland. Powell nearly stole the ball off Williams, and a foot violation on Pinnock.
Yeah, the Rockets will be happy with that, though, because they've taken quite a few seconds off the clock.
And once again, that comes from good defense from Zach Powell, something we have seen all game long from the Rockets' number 14. As both coaches just checking, Chris Mellor was checking how many timeouts he has left.
Yeah, the shot clock's reset to 24 as well.
Yeah. Sulks Salks loses the ball, Mitch Clark has it. And that's a big turnover. Mitch Clark with a big play. And now the Australian has a chance to potentially ice the game here at the foul line.
Yeah, Coach Mellor's got only one timeout left, which I'm sure he'll take to advance the ball, and he'll probably need to get Joe Buchanan open for a three, especially if Clark makes both of these.
This is his first trip to the foul line, and perhaps the biggest shots of the game falling to Mitch Clark, who ices both. And as you mentioned, Ben, final timeout called by Coach Mellor.
Yeah, indeed, and Coach Mellor, I would imagine, will be just drawing something up here. We're trying to take a look into this timeout as we're right next to the bench.
I think that's why Matt Johnson came over to you there, I believe. 22.7 seconds remaining here in our NBL Live opener. And the Reading Rockets have had to battle here today, but they lead the Bradford Dragons 79-71. Bradford, though, will not give up without a fight. They will continue to push in these final 22 seconds, and it lays down a great marker for this season's NBL Live, as the next time we are here, or the next time our cameras will be at an NBL venue, as Jordan Whelan just talking to us there on the commentary booth.
Yeah, he thought I was relaying information to Coach Samet, but I assured him I wasn't. I was just having a look, and it looks like...
I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're always unbiased, John, so we're all good with that. But yeah, number of screens coming here, and it looks like they're trying to play down. They're trying to play downhill to get to the rim, just to get a quick score at least.
So the next time, as said, we will be on your screens. Will be on the 11th of November as Derby Trailblazers take on the Worthing Thunder. Final 20 seconds though here, as Justin Williams finds Tordoff. The extra pass, Masambu for three, misses everything, and that will be that. As said, they've had to battle today of the Rockets, but they open their NBL1 campaign with a win. The Dragons drop to 0-2, but no doubt it's early days. They will get a few wins on the board before long. But today, the Rockets are liftoff here in Loddon Valley, as they have defeated the Dragons 79-71. Finley Porter with 17.6 rebounds on 61% shooting. Zach Powell and Mitch Clark both with 14 points, supporting him admirably. And for the Dragons, leading all scorers, 9 for 23 from the field for Justin Williams for his 27 points, but no doubt hampered by the fact that Jordan Whelan was unable to take part today due to a neck and back injury. Hopefully we will see him on court very soon for the Dragons, who dropped to 0-2, but 79-71, a deserved win, you must say, for Reading, who had to battle all game long, but my goodness me, did Bradford give them an almighty battle here today.
Well, absolutely, and I think the first thing that you've got to say is that the spirit, tenacity and competitiveness of this Bradford Dragons team was really, really good. I think it's always a difficult one when you lose one of your leading players. It can have a negative effect, but the Dragons certainly showed that wasn't the case at all. They battled, they played with heart, and I have to say, I think I agree with you, John. They'll definitely get wins on the board because they've got a really talented roster that just play with so much heart, and that's going to be important in this long season ahead.
Absolutely, and for the Reading Rockets, who have a KitKing semi-final to look forward to, as do the Bradford Dragons, now off the mark in NBL1 23-24, in front of a near-packed house here at Loddon Valley, but a fantastic encounter, no doubt about it. And a great way to open NBL Live 23-24. The next time our cameras will be on your screens, will be on the 11th of November as we travel to Derby, as the Derby Trailblazers take on the Worthing Thunder at the University of Derby. But Ben, again, a great win for the Reading Rockets to open their account.
Yeah, we just talked about the Dragons, John, but yeah, for the Rockets, I think we spoke about it during the game. Defensively, I felt that the Rockets probably put in one of their better performances of the season so far. Obviously, having watched their games so far, I think that they were giving up, 80, 85 plus points in quite a few games, and you can see that that's something that they've been working on. So I think they really deserve that. I think it's important that they convert in transition, which is exactly what they did.
Absolutely, and we are just awaiting Finley Porter as he gets his headset on and joins us here on the commentary booth as the Reading Rockets celebrate a 79-71 victory here today. And Ben has logged off from the commentary booth and is joining Finley Porter here courtside. Take it away, Ben.
Well, I'm joined by Finn Porter. Finn, 17 points, 6 rebounds, a good outing for you this evening. What did you make of that game?
Yeah, it was good. We started off a bit slow on the rebounds and then spoke a bit at halftime. I don't know, we have to check the numbers, but it felt like we came out a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah, and talk us through defensively. 71 points conceded, probably one of the better defensive performances from the team. What have you guys been working on in practice over the last couple of weeks?
We were just speaking about this team as like I said a minute ago, they rebound very well. So we're working on stopping them on offensive rebounds and making sure that they don't get out in transition. And
a word for the Dragons, super competitive. They hung around the whole game. What do you make of their outfit?
Yeah, they're aggressive, strong team. Absolutely.
And personally for you, happy to be the player of the game. What do you think has been what's changed for you this season? Much more of an offensive impact?
I'm not too fussed about individually. As a team, we all work together to give each other the ball and work together on defense, offense. So it's nice to be part of that.
Well, congratulations on a half-court win. Go and enjoy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that concludes our opening NBL Live fixture of the 23-24 season. The Reading Rockets defeating the Bradford Dragons 79-71. My thanks to Ben Fisher. I've been John Hobbs. Take care, everybody. Have a great afternoon.